Welcome to the instructional handover video for the Swift Escape 624. Based on the 100 brake horse Fiat Ducato engine, we've got the folding in mirrors, so just fold in through there. You adjust the mirrors just by pressing the angle down of the mirrors to the desired level, both at the top and in the blind spot mirror low down. Behind that we have the boiler vent for the Truma water store heater. So you'll need to remove this cover to get the system to work. You just put your hand on the top of it and lift up the bottom, and that will release the cover just like that. Now you must have this cover off for the boiler to work, otherwise the gas will build up and it will trip out and give you a red flame inside. Underneath you'll see that there's some water dripping out, and I've just drained down the system and I'll show you how to do that. Please make sure that you do this on a regular basis when it's both warm and when it is cold too. Behind that we have the gas locker area. So this will house 2 gas bottles, and it has your regulator just up there to connect through to the bottle of your choice, generally propane. Underneath that we have the grey lever here, and that is for your wastewater. So anything that you put into the vehicle water wise through your sinks and your shower will be emptied out through that little lever there, and it's just turn it to empty it and turn it to fill it up. Behind that we've got the toilet cassette. This is a standard toilet cassette, so the Thetford type. Pull it out, remove the little grey cap and use the little flush vacuum button there to empty it. It does have a handle, and then slide it back in and make sure it just sits in place just there. You can only remove this once you have closed the toilet cassette blade inside, and I'll show you when we go to the toilet how to do that. All the external lockers lock with one key, so it's one key for all of them. Nice and easy in that respect. At the rear we've got the camera fitted up high, the 2 Fiamma bike rack, and it's got sensors lower down for you as well. On this side we've got the manual step, so you lift the step out and then push it in and then pull it down for it to come out just like so. The key also operates the habitation door, and we too have already installed the Fiamma awning, to which we'll send you a separate video. Got an outside awning light, your water filler point, so this is for filling up your fresh water. You'll just undo the cap, put your bung in the tank, which I'll show you when we get inside, and that will fill up the fresh water, and that will fill up until it overflows out of the vehicle. To the side of that we've got your mains plug-in point and your leisure battery, and that will just close again just using the one key to open and close that area. Behind the passenger door we've got our filler cap for the diesel, and just inside the door we do have the bonnet release catch, which can be just found just there. Underneath the seat we've got your toolkit, and underneath this forward area here is where the engine battery is located for the Fiats. That's the outside. Let's move on inside. So inside the door will retain on the habitation door by just pressing that in and then sitting it in place just there, and that takes us to the inside of the vehicle. So I've stripped all the furniture out and I'll put them back in after, just to make it easier for you to see how to operate items. But the main thing is we want to turn the power on. So pretty self-explanatory. You've got a power button on and a power button off, and it lights up to tell you what you're on. You've got your awning light, which will light out the awning outside. We've got a water pump. We've got your battery selection, so you can select which battery, the voltage, and gives you the actual levels. And then you've got an all view level, so this will give you an indication to what levels are in various batteries and tanks within the vehicle. So pretty straightforward. That's the main thing, and the main thing you must remember when leaving the vehicle, turn off the power there. With the power as well you have a main fuse box, and that is located underneath the forward facing seat just down here. To the left hand side here we've got your fuses. To the right hand side we've got your RCD breaker, just similar to what you have at home. And then we've also got the facilities that you'll need to choose when you want to use these options. So what space heater, so that's your blown air heating, and water heater. Again, they'll illuminate when they're being selected, and again your charger will flash there to tell you that you're actually plugged in. to mains. Don't select the water heater unless you've got water in the boiler. The one on the left hand side here, as it is clearly marked, is system shutdown. So to turn it all off, you press that button in and it will turn all off the power to everything inside the vehicle. So just make sure that you do that before selecting that option. And again, before using the water heater and the blown air heater, both of these options must be illuminated, otherwise they won't work. Okay, so that can be found under that forward facing seat. Under the rear facing seat is where you'll find your boiler and your pump. So the pump's just there and the boiler here. The main thing to remember on here is to put this little valve down. It doesn't matter whether it's forward facing or rear facing, and that will allow the water heater to fill up with water. If you don't, it will come out underneath, as you saw previously when we were on the outside of the vehicle. So that's where that is located, underneath that seat for the water heater. So on the water heater, the controls can just be found here, and they work off gas. So obviously you've got to have gas in, and then in the circle position, that is the off position. In the down position, that is allowing you to heat the hot water on gas only. And then the middle position turns the temperature down of the water. So this little black dial will twist, allowing you to turn the temperature either up or down to the desired temperature that you want. Now it will always take probably about 30 minutes to 40 minutes to start warming up. So this is completely normal. So don't think it is different for that particular unit. And again, remember to have the option with the water heater switch plugged in and water in the boiler before you do that. For the heating, that can be found on the back here, and with two options. So we have the option here, and you'll see that it'll just illuminate green. So this is the heating on 0.5 kilowatt, 1 kilowatt and 2 kilowatt. And again, the actual temperature gauge is the middle position. So that will then heat up the actual fire behind. So in the 0.5 kilowatt situation there, that will allow the heating to just come out of this area here of the fire. If you want to turn it to blow around the vehicle, then you'll need to put that fan on, and you'll hear the fan kicking in. So that will continually do it on a manual setting to the left, and on the opposite setting, that will do it as an automatic function until you turn the temperature up or down on that middle dial on the actual unit there. If you're running on gas, you can also do it, and what you need to do is press the left hand side button in and that button in, and then it will light up and show you a little pilot light in there, and that will light it on gas. And then you've got your fan speed here to turn it up and down. So gas here, electric from the actual control panel just up here, and then your fan speed and your blower on this side. So there are manuals to clarify how to do this in the book as well, so just obviously follow them if you're stuck, or you can give us a call. The water tank can be found underneath the bench seat, and basically to drain it you have a bung here, which when you remove the cap, the bung is on a chain, and that goes into the bottom of the unit, just to the side just there. You might just be able to see, there we go, we've got the opening there. That goes in there and stops the water from coming out of the vehicle. So that is your fresh water. So make sure the bung's in, otherwise you'll fill it up through the filler pipe. It'll just go through that tank and out underneath the vehicle. So that's your fresh water tank. Your mains, charger and power unit. Making sure that you select or turn off these as and when you want to use them. Electric heating and the option for your blown air around the vehicle and your gas fire. Your water heater down below. And then we'll come to the fridge option. So the fridge option at the back here, you have a manually selectable option here. So you've got, circle is off, up is gas, again across with the 2-prong is electric, and you have a 12-volt option that can be selected when you are driving to and from an area. On the gas, you'll see there's a little indicator here, and that will move into the green area once you press the button in to ignite the gas, and that will move up. When it's in the green and it stays in the green, you know that it is lit and it's working. If it's not, just check your gas supply, and then you have a temperature setting to turn it down or up depending on how cold you want it in the vehicle. We've got a freezer and a fridge in both of that area there. The oven is an ignitable one, so you've got an igniter with both a grill and an oven option, so just decide which way you want it. And then on the top we've got the 3 burners, which just work pretty similar to probably most domestic ovens and grills that you've used in the past. Above in the cupboards we've got storage. These are opened by just pressing the button, and that releases it off the catch there. We've got your sink, again with the mixer positions just on the tap there for hot and cold, and a light underneath that kitchen area that just turns on and off once you put the main power on. In this compartment we've got the plate rack and the glass rack that's just there. We've got a fly screen up on there and a blind. The blind's just pulled across with a little fit in there and hooks into this side here. The main area here has a blind and fly screen on it, and these lift up by pressing the little button in and pulling the lever down. Please make sure that when you're driving off they're in the secured position before you drive off the vehicle. The lights above it, once you put your power on for your lights, you'll have the light bulbs that light up and turn off as and when you want to do it. And again, if you want your power on, your lights are just lit up there. Okay doke. In the area here we have your awning pole, your silver screens for the front windows and the carpets. They're all located there for you. In the bathroom area we've got your mixer taps just here and your shower tap just on this side. The toilet has the flush, comes directly off the fresh water tank, and an indicator to tell you that it is when it is getting full. And I mentioned about the blade valve, and that is just located to the front here, and if you move it to the back of the vehicle it opens the blade, so you won't be able to move out the toilet cassette, and when you want to then close it you pull it towards the front and that closes the blade valve in the toilet compartment itself. The windows all work the same way, so you'll need to open the windows just there and then twist the locks to hold it in place on both sides of the window stays. Release them and then tighten them up when you're coming to move away from the vehicle. That's the same on the back, and the fly screens and the blinds just come down like so. Same on the front 2 windows as well. So with the cushions all put back in place, you'll see that we've got quite a comfortable seating area with your travelling passenger seat belts just there. These little lights turn off just with the little switches there, and again we've got plenty of storage in these over cupboard spaces for your belonging, both on the driver's and when we turn around onto the passenger side. So plenty of space for all your belongings to go within the motorhome itself. At the front you'll see that the ladders just hook on here to the rails, and they'll give you access up to the large bed above. We've got our opening window again, and we've got our own curtains that pull together nice and neatly, just like so, to screen off that bed area in an evening. The ladders can be stored up out the way when travelling, so you can pop them up there, and then the bed will lift up and sit on the gas struts just to give you headroom into the driving area. The driving area has electric windows. You have your indicators on this side and your lights, and your windscreen wash on that side with your window wipers. It's the 5-speed gearbox. You've got your blowers just in the middle, and this has been fitted with a reverse camera multimedia system, lock buttons, hazard lights there, and cigarette lighter just in the front. Your beepers are just there for the reversing sensors, and the front cab has the Remis blinds, so you lift up these little latches, press down, and then they slide across and magnetise on either side. When pushing it back in, you've got to push that down and then just clip them slots in place. And the heat, the side window blinds just clip on using the press studs, and then on either corner, and there's one for either side to black out the whole of the front of the vehicle. So that concludes the handover video for this Swift Escape. Nearly, we've got some storage space in this area here, but that should detail most of the items on this motorhome for you. We hope you enjoy it. If you've got any queries or questions on the day, please ask. But most importantly, we hope you enjoy your new motorhome. Thank you.